Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for a watch along here on a Sunday lunchtime. It is Reading versus Swansea. And one of the only things left at the top of the table to play for now is that last playoff position. And this game, well, it takes on some pretty interesting significance after yesterday. We'll get into all of that in just a second. We're kicking off in about 7 minutes in this one today over at the Majewski. We'll do the team news and all of that good stuff, and then no doubt spend ages on the possible permutations. It's that time of the season, guys, isn't it? So yesterday, though, congratulations to Watford and congratulations to Hull yesterday. Hull will be joining us next season once again. So welcome back to them. And sorry, let me just press that button. Oh, dear, that's washed me out. Right, one sec. And Watford, well done to them. They're going to be having a bit of trouble with the lighting here today. Let's press that button. Oh my God. Right, that is going to have to do it. Okay, apologies on the picture today. We are trying our best. Congratulations to Watford, who are going to be in the Premier League next season. Yeah, I think we'll just stick with that for the lighting. Hey ho, I look the way I look anyway. It's all about what we say in the discussion in the chat here anyway, isn't it? Let me know that you can see me, hear me loudly. Clearly, let's do our quick couple of plugs here. Thank you, Charlie, who sponsors our watch-alongs. 30 years of Loyal Royal. Here's to many more. He will be hoping, Charlie, a Reading fan, for victory for the Royals today. Obviously, he got involved over on Patreon. You can do the same. Exclusive shows, Thursday Q&A. Classics reviewed, and you can now get involved. Have your say on Classics reviewed. We've revealed the games over on Patreon. We're filming that one on Tuesday. Get involved as well via Super Chat. Any point in the broadcast, first Super Chatter will become King of the Bin. You can own the Fake News Sin Bin and Pedant Corner indeed. And for the princely sum of absolutely nothing, hit the thumbs up on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe and ring the bell, of course. Never miss a vid. Share your knowledge, by God. And 15,300 subscribers we went over yesterday. Brilliant stuff. Right, let's do the teams. Excuse me, and then we'll get into permutations, and then we'll get into your comments. For Reading, Raphael in goal, Yidem, Holmes, Moore, Richard, still no Morrison. At the back, Laurent and Rinamoto, nice and consistent. Ejaria and Maite wide, and look, John Swift starts for the first time in a long, long time. Lucas Zhao, presumably his shoulder's okay. He hurt it in the game we watched along against Cardiff. Puskás came in, but Zhao is back, the Reading top scorer. On the bench for the Royals, Estevez, Gibson, Olise, rested. Are we thinking playoffs? Long way out for Reading to be doing that. So Olise gets a rest. You tell me why. Aluko, Tetek, Semedo, Puskás, a Bulldog. A very saleable asset there. Wonder if he'll play again once they're not guaranteed playoffs if it goes that way. Interesting that Michael Olise is not playing. Young guy. He's played a lot of games this season, hasn't he? For Swans, Woodman in goal. Bidwell, Norton, Cabango, Guay in what SofaScore are predicting is a back four. Again, search me. We'll figure out what Swans are doing when they kick off. Grimes, Routledge and Hurahan. Is that a midfield three? With Routledge, Cullen and Lowe up top, maybe Cullen central and Lowe left and Routledge white. I don't suspect we'll see Conor Hurahan playing on the left-hand side of a midfield four. Put it that way. Hamer on the bench here for Swans. Latabodier, Bennett, Danda, Smith, Roberts, Cooper, Whittaker. Ayew is on the bench, which interests me greatly because we know... was it a hamstring problem he had? And that is one player you don't want to rush back if you are Swansea. Vital player for the Swans, Ayew. So it'd be interesting And a lot of talent there. Elise and Ayu on the bench in this game. So there's the table, guys. Again, congratulations to Watford, who joined Norwich in promotion yesterday. And Brentford are guaranteed playoffs. We know that already. Maximum upside for Reading is 77 with 3 to play. Therefore, if Reading do not win today, Bournemouth and Barnsley are confirmed playoffs. Now, we do have an interesting scenario because Swansea have now dropped to 6th after Barnsley's win yesterday, whereby if Reading were to beat Swansea here, it's 6th versus 7th, the gap goes down to 5 points. So that's the scenario that keeps things interesting. If Swansea beat Reading here today, yes, that's guaranteed, isn't it? So Swansea beat Reading here today. Playoffs are a lock. Have I got that right? Yes, I have. So Swans would go to 79 and Reading would only be able to hit 74. So there's the real key storyline today. A Swans win and the playoffs is a lock. It will be Brentford, Bournemouth, Barnsley and Swansea. So 2 of last year's playoff teams also. Sky agree with me on the 4-3-3 shape for Swans. Let's get into the comments, by the way. I'm going to try and shoot through all of these. William can't wait to lose. Lovely stuff. Long post forwarding. Pigeons and cats. We love pigeons and cats. If Reading beat Swansea, Swansea must beat Derby to keep Reading from nicking their playoff place. That is a pigeons and cats, which then leads us to a last game of the season, Swansea and Derby affair. Brentford already sure of their playoff place. Go to Rotherham, don't they? Yeah, do these playoff teams now start resting players in the same way Huddersfield did in 16-17, was it, I think, to get their playoff win? And remember, Villa as well took out definitely McGinn and Grealish, possibly Abraham as well in that last game against Norwich, wasn't it? I know they were suspension risks as well, those guys. I think maybe they went out 2 games from the end, those guys. But there we go. Let's say hi to Liam. Phil, make or break for Reading. Absolutely. 5 Bellies, welcome. We just try and say hi to everyone here before we start. Morning, Steve. Excellent record against the Royals, but they need to win. Remember the end of last season. Swans turned up at Reading to win 4-1 to crash the playoffs. Morning, James. Tricky one to predict. 2 teams trending downwards. Agree with every atom of that statement. Morning to you, Scott. All good this end. Morning, Kenny TV as well, although I think we are into afternoon territory for those pedants amongst you. James, hiya. We have kicked off. Alistair must win. Hello to Anir. Always great to see him. And Leeds 2021 regulars here. Come on, you are, says Tom. Hey to K Gray. Matt, last chance saloon. Left it way too late. Classic Reading style. Hi to Stefan. Hi to Rose. Hi to Lewis. Anybody I haven't given a shout out to. Hi to Kafia. Sorry if I butchered your name there. Dylan. Hi to Dylan. Hi to Kevin. Congratulations to all of those Watford fans. Hi to Sophie. Great supporter of the channel. Free kick to Swansea, by the way, early on. Hi to Alex. Ben, congratulations again. All you Watford fans. At least dropped. Interesting. Hi to Martin, who I know is Watford as well. Again, congratulations to all of the Watford fans there. Crossed into the back post. Big chance early on there. Lovely delivery. Ben Cabango arrived at the back post. He must have only been a yard from goal. Hourihan, who's got a great delivery himself, played it out to Lowe. Beautiful cross by Jamal Lowe. Oh, he should score that, shouldn't he? Cabango really should give Swansea the lead there on the back post. And I don't know, is he scared that he's going to get clattered or something? Should have been 1-0 to Swans after 70 seconds there. No word of hyperbole from this YouTuber here. Big chance for Cabango there. I just think he's scared of either clattering into Raphael or clattering into the post. And he just bottles out of it a little bit, doesn't he, Cabango? But any decent contact on that, and he is scoring for sure. Richard, I didn't see any of TNC stuff, but brilliant stuff. 24 hours online. Feels like some of my streams have been 24 hours this year, but 20,000 for a local cancer charity. That is outstanding. So well done to Jack and Chris for that one. Have we said hi to everyone? Chris, both teams weakened by injury, below par, can be beaten at home, whereas Swansea played their last couple away. Thus, away. Who else are we saying hi to? Hornet Gags, well done again to all you Hornets fans. Lovely stuff. There we go. So hi to everyone. Tyke, Owen, Reese, Ewan, Swansea Union. Good luck today to the Swans, indeed. Ollie, Jonathan, I'm good. Thank you, everybody, for asking. Keep it up forever. Right, we've cleared the comments. If anyone wants a time sync, especially if you're watching on Now TV, we might be a little bit out of sync with one another. Just ask in the comments and I'll obviously oblige. And we'll try and get in and enjoy this one. Big chance early on for Ben Cabango, who arrived at the back post there, either a little bit cold or a little bit afraid maybe of colliding with somebody, and probably should have scored there for Swansea. Let's just do the as things stand. Stephen, I've seen your comment. We'll do a time sync. So as things stand, a draw in this game is also enough to lock the playoffs, isn't it? So if Reading draw, they can only get a 75-point upside from the last two. So a draw would wrap up the playoffs. Anything other than a Reading win wraps up the playoffs. Sorry, guys, time sync. Come in on 4 minutes. It's coming in about 15 seconds, guys, if you want to sync up. My bad. So sync up with me. We're going to be at 4 minutes. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. Here it comes, guys, for 4 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Sync. That is the one. Beautiful stuff. Who's going to be a surprise package next season? I'm not that smart, Jonathan. I've already had a look ahead to planning out the reacting to my pre-season predictions, and I look really dumb on some of them. Let me just say, Derby, I think I'm going to be miles out. Forest, I'm going to be miles out. Stoke, I'm going to be miles out. Barnsley, I'm going to be absolutely miles out. And Bournemouth, I'm going to be miles out as well. So you're going to be able to have a good laugh at me. We'll put that out after round 46. We'll put it out on the Sunday. I will react to my pre-season predictions. But no, I didn't get any of the dark horses. Deary me. Blazing Aqua, will you keep the stream going and watch Special Seat? Look, I am going to go and hang with the missus. Well, in fact, I'm going to be appearing on the Second Tier podcast with Ryan and Justin at 2:30, and then I'm going to hang with the missus after that. So no, we won't be covering Luton and Bristol City. My apologies if you wanted me to. Long old day yesterday, but obviously we will review everything. Let me fix my hair. There we go. We will review everything tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eli did pretty well with the predictions. Let me know if you're involved, if your name was in the hat for Peter, who very kindly, one of our patrons, put up 100 quid, and I have screenshots, so you can't edit them, of all the pre-season predictions on the video. Someone's going to win 100 quid, one of the subscribers. Here's Fulton, back of the box, knocks it back, Routledge hits the shot, deflects off Liam Moore. Swansea, plenty of bodies in the box there. Liam, I won't read that one out. Annie, I know that's on BBC, isn't it? Yeah, please keep us in touch with Burnley and Wolves. Is there any chance for our dearly departed? You tell me down there. I suppose we better get behind Wolves with our dearly departed hat on for Fulham and West Brom down there. I suppose Sheffield United did them a favour by beating Brighton. Corner to Swans here. Conor Hourihane has two hands up. Left foot delivery. Slipped into the near post. Routledge controls, clips it to the back post. The first part of that, they did really well. And then Routledge sticks the cross on the roof of the net. I'm sure Pearson agrees with you. Well, there we go. I think Nigel Pearson and Paul Cook they're having a burial competition, aren't they, to see who can eviscerate their team in the press conference even more each week. That'd make a funny video. Can someone make that? Seeing one up each other. Paul Cook said yesterday that the Ipswich players and staff looked like they'd won a raffle to get to play in this lovely stadium. So brilliant stuff. Hornet Gags thinks Derby will survive. Rotherham got to win some games. We just don't know, do we now? Will any of the playoff teams now go light and rest some players in the last games? I'm sure all the Rotherham fans would quite like Brentford, maybe to give Ivan Toney 2 weeks rest leading into the playoffs. Maybe Christian Norgard as well, but who knows? I was on the Cherries TV channel the other night, and it was really interesting, actually. Mark Pugh, who's been a great player for Bournemouth, we were chatting to, and he said something that us fans just don't appreciate, that players don't want to be rested because they'll go in and do running and they'll be equally as exerted whether they play or not. It's just the injury risk. So, yes, I'm sure the players, and especially someone like Ivan Toney, who's on 29 goals, will not want to be rested as well. Wednesday down with a defeat next week. Yes, I mean, we'll look into that in all the predictions stuff. I think the scenario that everyone's looking at, though, is a head-to-head Wednesday and Derby, last game of the season. And I think Balboa guy up in the chat laid it out quite nicely that if Reading were to beat Swansea today, then Swansea would be all in to beat Derby next week. Although, who have Wednesday got? Someone will get there quicker than me. I think Wednesday have got Forest. Yeah, they have. So you have this hilarious situation is that Forest fans will actually want to lose next week to Wednesday if they think that Derby are going to lose to Swansea. Anyway, let me get into this. Matt, wouldn't be surprised if Watford go for Toney. I think they'll join the queue, Matt, won't they? He's had a brilliant season, Toney. First season in the Championship from League One as well. Outstanding. Man of the match on Sky yesterday as well. Flicked on by Maite, who's surely fouled by Jay Fulton. The refs played the most unhelpful advantage there. John Swift tries to make something of it, plays it out to Yidem. The ref seems so eager to give an advantage there. Yidem tries to take on Bidwell, and he's stitched Reading up a little bit there. It is referee Hooper today. Here's Liam Moore for Reading. Swansea with the best chance of this game so far. Reading 0, Swansea 0. Ben Cabango, 70 seconds in. Header at the back post. Didn't make a good contact. He was about 2 yards out. Looked a certain goal to me as the ball flew across from Jamal Lowe. Remember, the way this goes is that Reading need to win, else the playoffs is a lock with 2 games remaining. It's just those teams have then got to order each other in the remaining games they've got. Brentford, remember, do have that game in hand. So they would be likely favourites for 3rd place, which they currently occupy, although, of course, Swansea could overtake them today. For those people that like to mock my spreadsheet and my use of the 10-year average, what have I said all season? 45 to survive, and our total for promotion, what is it normally? 84, I think. Look like they're both going to be correct, don't they? Yeah. 84 for automatic. Looks like it might be even bang on. Brentford would need 7 points from the last 3 to go above that. And of course, Bournemouth, Swansea and Barnsley can't reach it. And 45 to survive might be the one again. Might be lower than that, actually. Like you lot keep saying, Rotherham need to win at some point, don't they? Else nothing's going to go on down there. Nice football by Swans in their own half. Lovely stuff between Grimes, Fulton and Hourihane. When you do have those 3 players in together, particularly the 2 left footers, Grimes and Hourihane. Nice one played round the corner there. Routledge, bless him. Oh, no, it's Norton, sorry. I was going to say something about Routledge's decreasing pace as he gets on in years, but it wasn't even him. It was Carl Norton. My apologies to Wayne Routledge, who's had a great career. Where is Connor Roberts? Well, Bart, he's been out of the team since they switched to a back 4. So he's on the bench. Interesting. Another ref in my oh no, not him list. How long's that list then, Sophie? Every ref is a oh no, not him. Not looking forward to VAR. I'm in favour, but not the way they use it. There we go. I think we all agree with that. I guess Ridley, are Derby going to survive? What's my opinion? Can I tell you in 90 minutes? Because it's Derby Swansea next week, isn't it? And Wednesday Forest. You just got to hope for, if Forest turn up, then it doesn't really matter what Derby do, does it? Although you could still have Rotherham catching Derby as well, couldn't you? So it's not all down to Wednesday and Derby, but what is the Derby losing streak now? 5 games? Unbelievable. They look like a team very, very fragile, Derby, don't they? Here is Mark Guay. Lovely play by him to get out of defence. Not the best ball into Fulton. Ijaria slid in, but it's still with Swansea. Bit of a recycle. Reading haven't really been in the game yet, have they? I would suggest. Don't know your views on that. I'd have Swans edging this one. Cullen chests down. Moore concedes the throw-in. Wolves 0, Burnley 1 in the Premier League. Very good news for Burnley, that one. Not good news for our dearly departed. Whose fault is it that Derby are in this position? Well, you know my relegation theories. You're either too small, which does not apply to Derby for any stretch of the imagination. Owners relegate clubs, which may apply to Derby. And chaos relegates clubs. And bad luck relegates clubs. So I think we're in chaos and owners. Low volleys that on the right foot from the edge of the box over the top. He made a nice shape there, just couldn't keep it down. Technique was sound enough for a good contact, but he just needed to get the knee a bit higher, didn't he? Holmes, Yide him up the line, and Bidwell ahead of Maite. It's Mel Morris's fault. That's who it is. Sometimes, Ridley, you can put together the owner and chaos. That's a naughty question, Ridley. Ben, have you started making the Derby relegation video? What went wrong? Do you want me to be completely transparent? Depending what happens on Tuesday between Rotherham and Brentford, it's in the diary for Wednesday. I'll be prepping Wickham went, well, as you can imagine with me, I've already pricked with Wickham on Wednesday, but I didn't feel confident to make them ahead of yesterday. And dare I say, I was right. I focused on the Watford one, but yes, Huddersfield is kind of chaos, I guess. Yeah, I suppose so, Kenny. Losing culture as well. And it doesn't help when the parachute payments are passed over to the new owner and you essentially relegated without them. I know I rail against parachute payments and wealth inequality, but you've seen what happens. Free kick crossed in from the right. You've seen what happens, particularly at Sunderland and at Huddersfield, where the parachute payments don't even go into the club and straight into the owner's pocket. So, oh, excuse me. That went down the wrong hole. Richards just tries to prod that away from Norton. One back by, excuse me, Josh Laurent. Am I going to do a team of the season, Hornet Gags? Yes. And I think we're going to go a day ahead of the EFL. So I think possibly Tuesday or Wednesday we'll put that one out. But I have drafted it. I know who's in it. And I'll have a little look at it and think about it. Here comes Cullen down the left. And I think Holmes is going to get a yellow card here for a pullback. He may be on Sophie's "Oh No Not Him" list, but he got that one right, referee Hooper, didn't he? Cullen in behind Holmes, clear arms all over him, rugby tackle in the end. Down he goes. Will I do videos on teams coming up from League One? Time permitting, Anir, it's probably going to be a little bit of a struggle. Maybe I'll do one on all three when they're all confirmed. Hurahan swings the free kick in, headed away on the near post, and the shot comes in. Was that Grimes on the edge of the box, who technically is very good, but well, don't want to contradict myself. Technically is very good, but that was not very good technique. Trying to take that one with his left foot when his right foot would have been the one, wouldn't it? Great left foot, Grimes, but terrible kick by Raphael there, straight out to Routledge. Routledge crosses in looking for Cullen. Good clearance by Liam Moore. And Zhao has done well into Swift. Lovely feet by Swift. Good ball. Excellent from Swift to Zhao. Zhao beats his man. Zhao from the edge of the box. Wide of the post. And yes, I know Michael Elise is very good. But you do see what Reading have missed there since John Swift has been injured. Just a bit of quality in the middle of the field. Turns his man, breaks the lines with one pass. I know a lot of Premier League players can do that, but in the Championship, that is a very valuable player. Yeah, so what Leeds 2021 is referring to there, the EFL awards, I assume the EFL are putting their team of the season out with that, I would guess. So we'll get it in the bag pretty soon. As ever, comment with your teams. Don't criticise mine. It's subjective, isn't it? Wolves 0, Burnley 2. Wolves 0, Burnley 2. I think I might do a live league table on that because that looks like a Burnley win. Wolves on the beach. Corner, Reading. I'm just going to quickly bang that live league table up in the Premier League, just as it pertains to our dearly departed. Burnley going to go to 36 points. We'll have a look at the full-on implications of that. Swift now is going to take the corner for Reading. Going to take it right-footed from the right-hand side. Bidwell and Holmes wrestling in there. Swift. In it comes. Headed away by Cabango and then flicked on by Cullen. That's a clear foul by Routledge on Rinomota. James, can't help but think Reading are on the beach in reality. Mathematically, it's possible, but so unlikely. They've just got to keep going, haven't they? Just got to keep going. How does the prize money for promotion work? I have an opinion on that, which has nothing to do with how much the EFL pay. I guess it's per position, but it's all about the Premier League TV money rather than any. That's the real prize, as Finchy would say in the office. That's the real quiz. That's blockbusters. I think Nuno has taken Wolves as far as he can, needs a new challenge. Yeah, Nuno Espirito Santo, they were so good in the Championship, Wolves, weren't they? I know they essentially had Champions League players, didn't they? Bolly and Jota and the midfielder's name, Neves, which temporarily escaped me. Afternoon, Cameron. If it goes down to the last game of the season, Derby or Wednesday, look, obviously, Ridley, I know you're a Derby fan, but obviously that is my key scenario. I don't want 2 weeks of dead rubbers, but God, that would be spectacular, wouldn't it? Two massive clubs, certainly in Championship terms, but generally big clubs in English football terms, with a head-to-head to stay in the division. You got to love it. Diagonal there, looking for Ejaria from Moore. Out it goes. That is proper on the beachery, isn't it, from Norwich? They're going to be so on the beach, they're literally having a temporary kit to wear. Brilliant stuff. Throwing down the line there. Moore has been penalised for a foul on Cullen. Didn't see it myself, but the linesman was only 4 yards away. Let's see if he was right. Sky cameras didn't really catch that, so I'm going to have to plead the fifth on that one. Another free kick to Swans. They've managed to get a couple of good deliveries on the box. Keep your topics coming in, some good ones there. Cross-deflected corner, Swansea. Not actually a bad kit. I had a text from Russ. He showed me that kit. Those match-worn kits are going to be going for a fortune amongst the shirt collectors, aren't they? A one-off kit, limited run, the ones the players have worn. Raphael comes out and grabs the cross. The corner was taken short. By the way, referee Hooper gives the drop ball there. I don't know if the ball hit him on the way out. Kit sold out. How many have they made, Sophie? I assume the less they make, the more they can charge and the more they'll be worth in the future, won't they? Guay, Kabungo, and it goes to Norton. And they've won a throw-in. Down the right-hand side. Not enough, eh? You're getting yours on eBay for twice the price then, Sophie. Norton, switch of play. Not a good ball, headed out by Yidam. Hurahan tries to pinch that off Maite. Maite wins that 50-50. Rinomota. Laurent just got caught on the ball. Good strength, though. Manages to keep a hold. Please, no fake news in the chat. We have a place where we can send you if you're going to do that. Hurahan. And cleared away only as far as Laurent. Good ball to Iain. Great drive forward by Iain to the edge of the box. Maite, Iain crossing position. Iain floats it in. Unlucky, just not enough pace on that. He had very little time to measure the cross and very little backlift. So he tried a little sort of balloony cross in there, and it was easy for Woodman in goal. If he could have fizzed that one in, Zhao was pulling off on the back post. Cullen wrestling with Holmes. They're having a good old powwow, those two, and Cullen has been penalised. Remember, Holmes was given a yellow card for the tussle before. Holmes wins that one. He's done well there, Holmes. I think he's worked the ref a little bit there. Not a great deal in it. And Holmes with a huge switch of play. Great ball. Nodded down by Richards, but straight past Swift. Richards is out of position. They look for Fulton in the gap. Liam Moore wins it. Robin, I think there's more chance of Wednesday surviving than Rotherham. Rotherham must be feeling low. But do Brentford rest a load of players on Tuesday, I wonder? Here is Jamal Lowe. Nice feet in the box, just a touch too many. And he just overran it and clattered into Rinomota. What are my thoughts on Chalobah for Watford this season? My thoughts on Chalobah is that he exemplifies what Watford have been able to do in the second half, i.e. use quality, experience and power in the Championship. And he has all three, doesn't he? And Nat Chalobah. Afternoon, Liam. Here is Ejaria. Crossed in from the left by Richards, right-footed. Swift, lovely ball to Iain. Swift's at it today, isn't he? Knocked back to him via Maite. Swift to Maite again. Poor from Maite. Given away. And nice feet by Laurent. Wins in the middle. I'll stick that one up from Alex. We'll talk about the social media blackout in a second. Could it benefit providers like yourself? I can't come on here and say I'm benefiting from a social media blackout or getting all sorts of trouble, Alex, won't I? Even if you're right. Get your thoughts in on that social media blackout. Let me know what you think. Throwing to Reading down the left. Richards. Zhao. Swift. Swift crosses it in. Lovely goal by Reading. And Yaku Maite has scored. And I said just a minute ago, John Swift is at it today. And by God, I was right, wasn't I? Brilliant play by Swift, who's played really well in this last 10, 15 minutes. And it's a super assist by John Swift there from the edge of the box. Been injured for so much of this season. Really showed his quality there. Zhao holds the ball up. Swift, touch, drops that cross in. Bidwell, I have to say, loses Maite. He knows it. He's held his head there. Maite feigns to go round the back way, gets near side, and it's a really good header in off the post. And yeah, Liam says, who needs a lease? Well, you don't if you've got John Swift in there, do you? Brilliant goal by Reading there, particularly the assist. And if you wanted your cat amongst the pigeons scenario, we've got it, haven't we? Let's get away from that Premier League table because that goal means that as things stand, a little bit of squeaky bum time for Swansea because the gap will go down to 5 points with 2 games to play. And this is the only scenario, very irritatingly for fans of Bournemouth and Barnsley particularly, this is the only scenario that doesn't lock up the playoffs today, even though Bournemouth aren't going to be caught by Reading, are they? Let's be honest. It's an 18-goal swing that would be required over the last 2 games. Add 9 onto Reading's goal difference and take away 9 essentially from Bournemouth's. But Barnsley fans will just want Swansea to get something from this game today. Let's get your comments in on that one. Reading 1, Swansea 0. Great play by Swift. There you go. There's a reaction from a Barnsley fan. Just what Reading needed. Keeper was getting nowhere near it. Nice and in off the post, directed it in. Yes, and Brentford are secure for the playoffs. To all intents and purposes, Bournemouth are. We just got that 18-goal swing that could happen. So, you know me, we have to throw in the mathematically business. There's going to be a longer gap between the end of the regular season and playoff first leg so that some fans can attend. Thus, teams may not rest players. Yeah, good point. Good point, Chris. Barnsley fans need Swansea to win like Wycombe on Wednesday need Huddersfield to win. We'll get into all of that in the preview show, probably on Thursday. Plenty of water to cross under bridges here, though, isn't there? And yeah, good point, Phil. Reading do have the nice, easy task of going to Norwich on this playoff chase. But I've been watching the Championship a long time, and until something is mathematically possible, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Moore steps out of defence. Played around via Holmes and Laurent comes short. Reading 1, Swansea 0. Yaku Maite, great assist by John Swift. Will, nervous about the Wycombe 9-0 next game. Well, there you go. Shouldn't be too worried if you were a Bournemouth fan. Long ball played forward, flicked up in the air by Cabango. And it's back in the arms of Woodman and out to the right-hand side. Oh, I remember only too well the Swansea and Forest playoff swing. So if I've got my numbers right, with 30 minutes of the season remaining, Forest were 6 points and 6 goals ahead of Swansea. And then both games reversed to 4-1 results, didn't they? And the 6 points and the 6-goal swing occurred in just 30 minutes. I think I'm right with that one. Unbelievable. Yidam throw in and hooked forward by Rinomota. Good strength by Zhao. Doesn't win the foul. He's going, oh no, he's had the foul given against him. Good battle there between Fulton and Zhao. I thought he'd done well initially. Hurahan, lovely switch of play from the free kick. Out to Kyle Norton at right back. Down the line it goes and inside looking for Cullen, who can't hold it up. And here comes Maite on the counter. Maite to Zhao. Zhao looking to ping that one in for Swift. And he didn't quite have the quality that Swift had himself for the goal. Which we're going to see again. Thank you, Sky. Beautiful cross by Swift. Floated in there. Bidwell will be beating himself up over that one, but it was a lovely cross and a good header. I suppose 3 things can be true there. Good cross, good header, slightly defender loses attacker. Obviously, the first 2 of those things make it harder for the defender. Here comes Fulton breaking forward. Fulton hits the shot over the top. It was an awful last day, says Reese. He'll know all about that with his Charlton badge on there. Charlton going down, was it 4-0 at Leeds on the last day? 4-0, 4-1, can't remember. And of course, Barnsley got that late goal at Brentford, which changed things in stoppage time of the last game of the season. Needless to say, it's not going to be quite so spectacular this season unless we get some ridiculousness and we do get the head-to-head between Sheffield Wednesday and Derby, potentially. Iain, give and go there, but eaten up by Bidwell. Bidwell comes forward. Iain does well, and then Bidwell does well, actually, in return, just clips it against him. Iain apologises for getting caught out of position. Throw in to Swans. Given away by Grimes and then one back. Grimes is so one-footed. I know he's got a great left foot, but constantly wants the ball on that side of his body. And it's worked back to keeper Woodman. Here's Gray. Reading 1, Swansea 0. And other than the huge chance really created after 70 seconds, Swansea haven't created a lot, and Cullen had looked kind of dangerous, spinning off and running in behind, particularly behind Holmes, where he drew that yellow card. But haven't really tried that approach. And to be fair, Reading are a hard team to turn around quickly. They've been like that all season. Good solid shape and a really good screen from Laurent and Rinomota, who've got not much interest in scoring goals, those two, have they? Moore does well, wins it back, and Richards goes home to Raphael. Back it comes. What are you guys saying in the chat here? We'll just follow this, track this Swans attack. Norton clips it in. Hurahan arriving back post. Does he win the corner? No. Do you reckon if Swansea were playing 3 at the back, they would have stopped the goal burn with the extra defender recovering? Great question, Liam. Yeah, great question. Sometimes if you get nice, narrow 3 centre-halves, the only counter I'd give to that is Bidwell himself is good in the air, isn't he? But yeah, good point. The setup might have been slightly different. Maite stepping away from the defender ahead of the cross. It's good movement, wasn't it? Very, very good indeed. Charlton were only in the bottom 3 for about 2 minutes all season. I don't think that's true, Alex. I think Charlton dropped in just before COVID hit, didn't they? With the defeat at home to Middlesbrough. But certainly on that last day, they dropped in right at the last minute. One in the channel for Lucas Zhao to chase. Richards is forward, touched by Richards, gets on his left. Oh, good feet by Richards. Plays it out to Ejaria. Ejaria stands up his man. Ejaria, it's crowded. Maite hits the shot, blocked. It's weird. There's so many good left-footed players in this game. Richards and he just wanted to push it that side. And Ejaria, I know, is an inverted winger, but just all got a bit crowded. Oh, now it's broken for Lucas Shaw. Oh, chance there, edge of the box. He hit the shot low to the corner. Hurahan gave the ball away. And he was 1v1 actually there, Zhao, with Ben Cabango. Didn't choose to go into the box there. Really poor pass by Conor Hurahan. Almost had too much time, didn't he? While he was measuring the shot, Cabango closed him down. He really could have driven for the box had he had his time over. Here's Iain. Iain floats that up to the back post. And Cabango is going to get that one clear. Phil, could be an awful day at Pride Park. Both sets of players could possibly get relegated. They could. That a lot depends on Rotherham for that scenario, doesn't it? Bit of a niche question. What matchup are you most looking forward to between a relegated Premier League team and a promoted league? That's a great question, James. That could have gone in the Patreon one, couldn't it? Who's coming down? Sheffield United and possibly Fulham and West Brom. Who's coming up? Peterborough, possibly. Hull confirmed yesterday. Don't know who's winning the playoffs. Blackpool, Oxford, Lincoln. Would be good to have a new name. It'd be good to get Lincoln up, wouldn't it? But so it's got to be Peterborough versus maybe Fulham. Here comes Maite. Oh, Maite's gone down in the box. Referee Hooper says nothing. We'll have to go to the replay for that one. But Richards continues. Ejaria, Swift, and recycled there. Swansea are not in the game, guys. Not at all here. Reading have the lead and they have the territory and the possession as well since they took the lead. And again, I'm flogging a dead horse by saying it. Best chance for Swansea, 70 seconds. Not much since then. We'll check the attack momentum graph on SofaScore. Always revealing Swift. Edge of the box. Great feat by Swift. Rinomota hits the shot, deflected corner. Right, here's that penalty call. And crikey, you've seen those given, haven't you? Deary me, referee Hooper doesn't give that spot kick. I just think we've jumped the shark. And referee Hooper points at the ball when we've seen so many examples this season where the ball got trapped between Cabango's knees. He's sliding across, and I honestly think in the Premier League that would get given as a penalty. I think they'd re-look at that on the VAR and they would give it. Wolves 0, Burnley 3. Burnley having a lovely old time. Headed goalwards and cleared away by Jamal Lowe. Woodman was getting there, but Lowe makes the clearance. Let me know what you think on that penalty call there. I would not... Let me word it this way. I would not have been surprised if referee Hooper had given that one, I have to say. Even though the ball is... clearly won by Cabango and he's sliding. We've seen so many penalties where the ball is almost irrelevant. If a player goes to ground in the box and remotely makes contact with the attacker, we often see the penalty given. My apologies if you're watching on Facebook. Some issues there. I think, yeah, we've got that back again. That happened yesterday, didn't it? I can't stand talking about penalties, so no comment. Welcome to the crew. Hey? No idea what we're doing on penalties anymore. Fulton has fouled Omar Richards. And we're into first half stoppage time. Reading 1, Swansea 0. Going to be 1 minute played. And Reading should be able to... what are we having a look now? Holding in the box, Guay on Zhao after that header was cleared. I'm going to utter that well-worn, if we see one given for that, we would get lots and lots of penalties every game. But Guay is holding Zhao. Zhao hits the deck, as you have to, if you want the decision. Just shows how screwed up the whole penalty situation is. Chris Wood, hat-trick for Burnley. Anyone got Chris Wood in their FPL team then? Or made him captain? Half-time. Reading 1, Swansea 0. Keep your comments coming in. Have a look at the numbers. The story of the game really is that Swansea had their most dangerous period at the start of the game and their biggest chance after about 70 seconds. The attack momentum graph actually has Swansea having the ball, but I'm sure when we look at the numbers and the chances, not much happening. Reading taking the lead on 31 with a really nice goal, actually. Great play by John Swift, edge of the box. Touch, cross. Maite loses Bidwell on the far post, heads in. And can you see what I mean? The attack momentum graph didn't say what I wanted it to, frankly, but you can see that Swansea have had no shots on target, despite that big chance early on. 51-49 on the possession. 2 on target to 0 for Reading, 2 corners to 2. And as you can see, Reading 15 passes ahead on the possession. But it does feel like certainly since the goal, I don't recall Swansea really doing a lot in the Reading half. And I think perhaps what that graph shows us is maybe some, up in the top left there, maybe some possession from Swansea, but it wasn't in any way penetrative at all. Keep your questions coming in. We'll do some halftime Q&A bits and bobs. So remember the state of play was, we'll look at the live league table now. The state of play was that the only scenario that doesn't lock the playoffs today for Brentford, Bournemouth, Barnsley and Swansea, all the B's and an S, BS. Wouldn't be the first time I'd be accused of that. The only scenario that locks the players up for those 4 teams is this one, Reading winning today. Remember, if Swansea equalise, the playoffs are a lock with 2 games to go. Let's have a look at the live league table. So, as things stand, again, congratulations to Watford, who joined Norwich in automatic promotion confirmation yesterday. Brentford are confirmed in the playoffs. Maximum upside for Reading is, as you can see, add another 6 on, is 77. So mathematically, they can still catch Bournemouth, which would require, as we've discussed, an 18-goal swing. Barnsley, goal difference is a little bit tighter there. Plus 10 for Barnsley, plus 12 for Reading. So Barnsley do essentially still need another point, whereas Bournemouth can plan for the playoffs fairly realistically. And of course, Swansea, who are down in this game to Reading, are the team in 6th position. I'm trying to remember, it's Swansea Derby next week. So this is not particularly playing well into Derby's hands, whereby Swansea would still need some kind of performance. And then you start to add it up and say, look, a Reading win at Norwich, unlikely, maybe. It then does go down to the last day of the season. Woof. Reading benefit from the vital player back from injury bounce. I like that. He's been excellent, hasn't he? Do I think Cooper is good enough? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Steve Cooper. They've had a bad run. I think Steve Cooper has set a very high bar for himself for most of the season. I suspect that had he been given a striker, and we're not just talking about goals, because I know Ayew's shot conversion is good, and I know he scored plenty of goals, but actually a dedicated player in that position for the whole season. I mean, dare say McBurney or Brewster that Graham Potter had, or that Cooper had for the end of last season. I think Swansea, would be a lot more comfortable than they are. And I think big picture, Swansea, 3rd year of parachute payments. But let's be honest, this is not a club that has gone out of their way to invest the parachute payments. Perhaps in that first year for Potter, they did. But that was still in conjunction with selling McBurney and selling Dan James and, of course, Joe Rodden this season to Spurs. So, yes, I do think Cooper is good enough. I think he's a good manager. Swift, real quality, says Phil. We knew that, didn't we? But we just haven't seen it. I don't know how often they've got Swift on the pitch this season and what the points per game are with him. And yes, I do understand Elise is very good, Najari is good, and Maite is good, but he's an excellent player. Swift. After 1 month, I'm back on the Benjamin Bloom channel. Where have you been? Where have you been all my life? Well, this last month. John, welcome to you, sir. No doubt a happy Birmingham fan. What else are we saying here? There's a bounce of everything. New round of haircuts bounce. Chris, Reading well worth their lead. They've shown more energy than late. Swansea struggling without Mayhew. But Chris, do they want to risk Mayhew off the bench? We know how good he is with the hamstring problem. Who knows? Swansea could do with an equaliser and lock this up, though, couldn't they? Steve, listen to Bowyer's post-match interview. His sub seems a bit odd at the time, but they were deliberate. He brought on 3 technical players to keep the ball. Well, he's basically everything Bowyer has done is right so far at Birmingham. So, yeah, I think trust there given. 5 bellies. For the record, we do not deserve playoff. If teams below us were more consistent, we'd be mid-table at the best. Always dislike Steve Cooper. There we go. A dissenting opinion. But we like that, don't we? We like a good debate where people don't take things personally and get a little bit cross. And 5 bellies definitely managed to pull that off. What else are we saying? So Swans and Stoke both in the final year of parachutes. Be interested to see what next. Absolutely. Especially the Stoke balance sheet, Alex, for sure. Do I have a spreadsheet for correlation? I don't, but I've made notes on it before, Sophie. And for those people who believe that parachutes aren't an advantage, this season's not going to be very good for them in terms of the numbers, because we're going to get first and second both in year 1 parachutes. In fact, let me bring a table up so I can see who's on year 2 parachutes. Well, Fulham would be, but they got promoted. Go figure. Who else is on parachutes this season? Bournemouth, obviously, they're in 4th. Swansea are on year 3. Cardiff are on year 3. And Stoke are on year 3. So none of them have made usage of their advantage, though Cardiff did get in playoffs last season, of course. Someone else must have got promoted with them then, because it doesn't add up. West Brom got promoted in year 2 last season. So, yeah. You know my feelings on these things, Sophie. Afternoon, Ben. Up the Hatters. Well said, Nick. Can we do a quick roll call, actually? See who we've got in for which teams at the moment. Just quickly bung in the chat which team you support. Always good to know which way we're trending in terms of support. Here comes the Pepsi. Lovely stuff. I took a break with the championship, but still subscribed. There we go. That's allowed. I wouldn't risk Iain with an easy home game against Derby next. Well, there you have it, hey. Good half today, boys. More tempo in the play. A lot more tempo in the play, especially at 1-0. Look very, very good. Believing that parachute payments aren't an advantage is like believing the sea made of parade. Well, some people, James, not your good self, obviously, or Sophie, but certain people I've tried to have a sensible debate with who may support the same football team as your two are very defensive about the incredible idea that having way more money than everybody else, that's usable FFP money, might actually help out if you spend it well. Of course, you've got to spend it well. But yes. Right, let's do our quick roll call. Who we got then? Luton, Brentford, Preston, Reading, Barnsley, Birmingham, Norwich, Barnsley, Millwall, Man U, Bournemouth, Villa, Derby, Bristol City, Cov, Norwich, Tarn, Barnsley, Luton, Barnsley, Watford. Good. I like this, guys. A good Norwich, but Swansea today. There we go. Blues. Is there going to be a whole promotion video soon? Do you know what, Ryan? You're the second one to ask, so maybe I need to get that done. Go on, I'll do it. Beans a couple of people. I won't write it on the pad. This is how you know it's permanent. I'll stick it on there. I'll get it done. Leeds and Bees. Good. So lovely mix of fans on here. Fantastic to have such good representation. Regarding Potter, we were a joy to watch, with a team that was made up of academy players. These American owners never invested. I hear the same thing from a lot of Swans five bellies. For sure, right? Keep your questions coming in. It's Reading 1, Swansea 0. So as things stand, it's something that I say a lot, hashtag as things stand. Right, this is an important question. What happened to the plant? Very well spotted, Sophie. So the plant was here yesterday, but there were a couple of what they called fruit flies that were buzzing about that had got in via the soil. So Shaylee sprayed it, Sophie, and it's just out on the in the sunshine on the windowsill out there, and we will bring said plant back in. But well done, very, very well spotted. Who do I have a hunch on in the playoffs, Kenny? You know me. I'm all on the evidence rather than any hunches. If I had a hunch right at the moment, oh God, I would have said Bournemouth. But yesterday they looked a bit anemic after the 7-game win streak. We'll look at the evidence and we'll make some predictions closer to the time. But there we go. Nice to see you, Nick. Reading to beat us 3-0, Derby to beat us 2-0, and Watford to smash us 5-1. My honest prediction. There we go. But that could still mean playoffs, though, couldn't it? If Reading are unable to get anything at champions-elect Norwich next week. Keep your questions coming in. Round 44 coming to an end. We should have teams for Bristol City and Luton within a minute, I think. Can someone let me know when they come in? What are we saying here? Do American owners now make up the highest percentage of foreign owners in the Premier League Championship? I would suspect they probably do. Can anyone debunk that? I don't think I can off the top of my head. And my team has just been bought by American ownership as well, my club rather. Before I took a break, Swans were 2 points off Norwich. Brentford were ahead of Norwich. Bournemouth dropped out of the playoffs. Barnsley were mid-table. How things changed, hey? Honestly, if we get playoffs, it'll be a cricket score against 2 legs. Confident. We've still got Swansea, still Norwich and Huddersfield. Half of Swansea. Half the job done. If Wycombe or Wednesday stay up, would that be the biggest great escape? Wycombe, yes, particularly. Wednesday have kind of got close, dropped off, got close, whereas Wycombe, look at their size and look at their spend and what they would have to do in the remaining games as it relates to what would the swing need to be? So Wycombe's goal difference is minus 34 and Derby's is minus 21. So it'd be a 13-goal swing. So, of course, Wycombe. Speaking of Derby, let's talk to Lewis. Rooney has to go either way if we stay up or go down. Out of his step, we'd love to see Gareth Ainsworth. It can be very interesting with Rooney, isn't it? And what transpires with him. You suspect if Derby are relegated, game over there, but it'd be very interesting. I just as a football fan, I love it when the great players come through and have managerial careers or not. I know not all great players are cut out to become managers, but it just would be a great story for, Rooney's in it now. Lampard's been in it. Terry's there with Villa, isn't he? Stevie Gerrard in Scotland with Glasgow Rangers. All good. Didn't fancy Wembley today. Are there fans in there? Are there fans at the League Cup final today? No, I'm gonna hang with the missus later on. Who asked that? Where's that comment disappeared to? James, sorry. Will Ainsworth give Wycombe another season or move on? Depends what he gets offered, doesn't it, Alex? Really, really depends what he gets offered. Okay. So, that's great news if there's fans in at Wembley. And for goodness sake, if there's a place with the space and the infrastructure to safely social distance fans and, I'm sure they could even do 4,000 30-minute tests as well, couldn't they? So It's doubled. 4,000 to 8,000. Rooney has stopped McLaren having input on selection. Interesting. You would have thought it would be asking McLaren as many questions as possible, but there we go. 5 defeats in a row for Derby for the first time since 2011. I'm not sure every manager gets sacked after 5 defeats in a row, but sometimes you go for the Hail Mary, and Watford tried it at the end of last season, didn't they? They just tried Hayden Mullins for 2 games at the end, but sadly he lost both. Right, we're into the second half, and is it a 1 o'clock kickoff? Sorry, I was saying I thought it was a 2 o'clock kickoff for some reason. I was saying that we would just be hearing team news. Sorry, my bad. Here comes Swansea shot over. So let me just quickly blast through this. So Bristol City and Luton have actually kicked off. Bentley, Sessegnon, Viner, Callas, Rowe across the back for Robbins. Backinson, Lansbury, Backinson in great form with certainly is shooting at the moment. Naj, Masengo, Tommy Conway. Anyone help me out? Tommy Conway. Never heard of him. I'm assuming another academy player coming through. Nigel Pearson, been happy to put them in. Wells up top. For Luton and their incredibly efficient away form. Sluga, Bree, Pearson, Bradley, Naismith, Dewsbury Hall, Mpanzu, Clark, Tunnicliffe, Lualua, Adebayo. We'll reset on this one and go through the teams in a sec. Richards crosses in, headed away on the near post, off side. We'll do a quick reset, and if anyone wants a time sync, I will, of course, give you my exact time on my TV screen. There are your teams in the first half. No changes. Raphael in goal for Reading. Yidam, Holmes on a yellow. Moore, Richards, Laurent Rinamoto, Maite the goal scorer. Swift with the assist. Ejaria, Zhao for Swans. Woodman, Norton, Cabango. Guay on a yellow, Bidwell, Hurahan on the ball right now as we speak. Fulton, Grimes, Routledge, Cullen, Low crosses in, heading goalwards and just wide by Liam Cullen. Swans going close there. Jamal Lowe down the left-hand side, driven cross. Cullen, powerful header. Raphael's not getting that, but he's put it wide of the post. Let's see how far wide. Oh, he's unlucky. Oh, that's close for Swansea. Good play by Lowe. Remember, I'll repeat, a Swansea goal and the playoffs are a lock as of today. We confirm all 4 playoff teams. And they went close there, didn't they? Thanks, Leeds 2021. We will bung that up. We did have a few leads in. And I think we had a Manchester United fan as well, didn't we? So we will just quickly pop that up so you can see. 2 p.m. Leeds dearly departed. If anything big happens in that, I'll do a review. Melier, Ayling, Lorente, Strarick, Alioski, Phillips, Costa. So no Rafinha, Dallas, Roberts, and Pat Bamford. For Manchester United, Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Greenwood, Fernandez, Dan James, just mentioned him, didn't we? And Marcus Rashford. Big game there. Always a big game when Leeds play Manchester United. We'll do a time sync at 49, which will be in about 20 seconds. But very quickly, I will tell you, it's Bristol City 0, Luton 1. No, it's not. The goal has been disallowed on 6 minutes. My bad. Back from the roast. Have I missed anything? No. Swansea went close, Liam. Swansea went close. Disallowed. Are you watching, Annie? Keep us posted on that. Barnsley goal controversial. Yes, it was, wasn't it? We'll speak about that in the review. Did look like Carlton Morris fouled. Johansson played in there for Yaku Maite. and the ball bounced and he couldn't quite redirect. Wolves 0, Burnley 4. Unbelievable day for Burnley. Lowe spins, crosses. He started the second half well. Looks like Steve Cooper has said, look, get out on the wing and get the ball to him early. Because Lowe twice missed the time sink. Not my fault, Sophie, is it? They did something on the pitch and I forgot like I always do. Callum, poor performance by Cov yesterday, but secured Championship football. They've been outstanding for the last few weeks, Cov, haven't they? Corner for Swansea. Routledge to take. Referee Hooper's going to have to go and have a chat. Tomfoolery there between Jake Bidwell and Andy Yidam. It looks like VAR has intervened. If anyone's watching that on BBC, let me know what happened. Did somebody have an armpit hair offside or something? That goal has been disallowed. Right, here comes the corner. Routledge plays it short. Worked into Hurahan. Looks rehearsed. What they got planned. In it goes. Oh, it nearly worked, actually, to be fair. They did have Guay in a bit more space then, but Hurahan couldn't make the cross. It's going to be another throw for Swansea. They don't have Connor Roberts on, who has a very good long throw. I don't know if Carl Norton's going to have a go. Goal disallowed. What happened, Nick? Keeper just missed the punch. Was a foul given. That'd be ironic after the Barnsley goal we were just talking about. Consistency is impossible, but we'd like to get as close as possible, wouldn't we? Right. We're going to do the time sync, I promise, on 52 minutes. We're at 51:48. Now, Cullen nearly got in there. Reading nearly got caught. Laurent on the ball there, playing out right. Time sync at 52 minutes is coming in. 3, 2, 1, sync. A big toe, offside, and correctly so, says Matt. Reading 1, Swansea 0. Reading looking to keep their somewhat arguably faint hopes of getting in the playoffs alive, but they're doing what they need to. Although they would have to go and get a win at Norwich next weekend into the bargain, because the gap would still be 5 points with 2 to go. And they need a proper El Collapso from Swansea. Over their last 2 games. Lovely feat by Richards to take on Routledge. Richards keeps going. What a great run. Out to Ejaria. Crossing position for Ovie Ejaria. He's going to go on the right foot, isn't he? Comes inside. And a few touches too many, maybe. But he does win the corner in the end. Do I think Watford and Norwich will do well in the Premier League? Oh, it's hard, isn't it? I do think Norwich need to possibly break their transfer record a couple of times and really give Mr. Farker some players. Watford need to keep Sarr, don't they? Get Ciaralta's contract sorted out as well. Swift takes the corner. And maybe a number 9 needed for Watford. If João Pedro had scored 25 goals this season, I may be saying different, but got to be ready to go straight away up in the old Premier League. Lovely feat by Ejaria there. And referee Hooper can't get out of the way. And we get this silly situation there where Ejaria's pass was going straight to Swansea, but because it was played by Ejaria, it has to be given back to Reading. But them's the rules. Cross comes in from the left for Reading, cleared out. Fulton plays the channel, looking for Cullen to get on the end of it. And I wonder, it's break glass in case of an emergency, isn't it? When Cooper will turn to Mayhew, who's just coming back from injury. I know he's a very robust player, but they won't want to use him if they don't need to. But Steve Cooper's got to figure out when he does, if he's going to. Ejaria has another pass intercepted, not by referee Hooper this time, but by Yaku Maite, his own teammate. Thoughts on Derby 1, Birmingham 2? Not wholly unexpected. Birmingham in great form, Derby in dreadful form. We'll talk more about it on the review, Jay. Tomorrow, 1 p.m, review all of this round of games. Reading 1, Swansea 0. 55-55 on the clock. The number of the beast, or not. Just a really, really quick one. Well, I'm on here, and you know what I'm getting if you're a regular watcher. There it is. It's the Benjamin Bloom cards plug, worked out by football scientists, low coming down the left-hand side. You get 20% off your order if you want to buy one of these bad boys. But you need to go in the secret entrance, www.cardsplug.com/Bloom, enter discount code at checkout. Get your photo in there, get your stats in there. I obviously have mine worked out by football scientists, but you can, if you're not as good as I evidently am at football, you can have your own stats in there. Get involved, cardsplug.com/Bloom. Discount code Bloom at checkout. Another little way to support the channel. And if you've got a son or a daughter who might be a bit of a gamer, then that might make a nice present, mightn't it, hey? In comes the cross for Swansea. Breaks the grey at the back post. Big chance. Oh, he trickled across the box then, and Liam Moore cleared. Liam Cullen was behind him for what would have been a tap-in, and Gray didn't deliver there. Oh, so two decent openings now in this half for Swansea. Cullen headed wide, and Mark Gray should have done better with that one, shouldn't he? Grimes they take all their corners short, Swansea, don't they? And then Hurahan recycles. Oh, he's got to do so much better than that. Gray, I know Ejaria is closing him down. Ejaria, does he touch the ball? But it just trickles along the box. Wayne Routledge points and says, look, simple ball across the Cullen for a tap-in, but not happening for Swansea in front of goal in the second half. Goodness me. Oh, here comes Ejaria, who's clearly been held by Norton there. Zhao, edge of the box, does his trademark trick there, dummy of the shot and drag over. Tries to play it in, I think, for Maite in the end, and that's cleared. Nice open game, this one. Here comes Liam Moore over halfway. Good strength by Moore. Lovely attempted ball down the line. Didn't quite manage to pull that one off to find Omar Richards. Good stuff by both sides here. I'm going to try and leave my bias at the door, but come on, you Swans. I think we're okay. I know I always say, please leave your bias at the door. If you acknowledge it, I think we're okay. As long as you acknowledge your bias, then that's enough. But that isn't quite as pithy as please leave your bias at the door, but acknowledge your bias. We could say, please acknowledge your bias. I don't know. We're too far down the please leave your bias at the door train track now, aren't we? So there we go. Long one forward for Zhao to chase. Touch. He's got to be offside, hasn't he? Yeah. Offside, Lucas Xiao, and Andre Ayew is going to be coming on. He's just getting himself readied. How is that hamstring, Andre? Swans fans will hope it's not too soon to be bringing him back in. Here's Fulton. Norton. Hurahan. Floats that one in and crossed in. Headed away by Liam Moore and held up. Be interesting to see who indeed comes on for or who comes off rather for Andre Ayew. Afternoon, Adam. How's the game so far? Decent, actually. And Swansea having a good push at this now. No parachute payment. Watford have to accept an undervalued offer for Ismail Assar. Of course they do, yeah. By the way, when I'm ranting about parachute payments, I do understand the necessity of them. But the way the system works now, the disadvantage they then give to the rest of the teams in the league just needs to be ironed out, doesn't it? So I do understand that with the drop-off in revenues, that there needs to be something. And I understand more than most as an Ipswich fan, because the 1 year when the 3 relegated teams didn't get broadcast money, i.e. when ITV Digital went bust, all 3 relegated Premier League teams, Ipswich, Leicester and Derby, went into administration. And you can track Ipswich's problems back to that moment, frankly. So I get it, but it's just the distribution I have big issues with. Please leave your bias at the door, but leave the door ajar so that the bias can creep in when needed. Pithy, James, pithy. I like it. Chambers just woke up after watching TNC till 5 a.m. Nice one. Sven should manage Ipswich, Ben. Well, of course, I'd be all over that, but I don't know how successful that'd be on the pitch. I'd enjoy the outrage. Clipped over the top by Hurahan, looking for Routledge. Routledge and Omar Richard just collided with one another. Nothing in it, though, and Reading play on. Swansea have definitely improved in the second half. 2 decent chances. Cullen heading just wide. Gray off the set play in the box and didn't deliver a simple ball to Cullen, who would have had a tap in or a shot indeed. Richards, Ijari across his early back post and into the side netting from Rinomota. I said earlier, didn't I? They don't often get up into the box, Rinomota or Laurent. That was an example of a good late run by Rinomota. Look at him at the top of the picture if you're watching on Sky. Ooh, not far off. I think Woodman may have had that covered. He throws himself inside the net. So I think Woodman had his angles all present and correct. Right, I think it's going to be a triple substitution. So I'm just going to wait until it's confirmed because well, I've definitely seen Routledge go off. I've definitely seen Norton go off and Cullen. So those are the players that have come off. Routledge, Cullen and Norton. Ayew, Whittaker and Roberts have come on. I mean, Ayew probably is going to be the striker, although Whittaker can do that role. Roberts is going to play on the right-hand side somewhere, depending on whether they switch system or not here. We will figure it out in a sec. John Swift comes off. Great to see him starting again. Michael Elise comes on. Decent sub, eh? Maite off, Semedo on. So I suspect Semedo will probably play 10 and Elise will play wide, but it could be the other way around. But I suspect that will be what happens. We'll try and figure out what Swansea are going to do shape-wise. Mourinho for Ipswich. I'm all over it. You love to see it. Aaron's would have scored that. Aaron's did score. It's a good analogy, comparison, actually, Sophie. Scored a very similar goal yesterday. What a great player he is. The Norwich right back may be entering his last couple of games for Norwich now. And he has been incredibly good for them. Especially his championship work, I think you'd all agree. Todd Grip rocking up at Playford Road with his accordion. Get it. Get the rumour going. Richards throws that one down the line. Headed back. Right, let's figure out what shape Swans are playing now. So I think they're still in the back four with Roberts playing right back. Let's just assume it's still 4-3-3 then. Oh, here comes Fulton driving into the box. Fulton hits the shot, and there is the equalising goal. It's parried, and Jamal Lowe has equalised for Swansea. Great play by Jay Fulton in the build-up to that. He drove into the box on his right foot, just entered in on the right-hand side of the box. It was Mayhew holding it up. He has an impact straight away. And what Mayhew does, it's brilliant. He occupies 3 defenders, and then Fulton can drive in. He does really well. His shot's parried by Raphael. But look at this from Mayhew. Oh, filth. Utter filth from the Ghanaian who's just come on and made a huge impact there, Andre Mayhew. Little drag back and back heel. And he's got 3 players around him. And you need to know who they are because one is Liam Moore and one is Omar Richards. So Andre Mayhew pulls Moore and Richards all the way up the line on the touchline and completely skills both of them up. And Alpha Semedo was there. Takes them out of the game. Brilliant from Mayhew. Fulton then drives into the box. He hits the shot, parried, and into the net. Jamal Lowe puts it. And there you go. There's your quality from Mayhew. And as things stand, I don't know why Sky have just put the League One table up. As things stand, that is the playoffs locked up. If things stay the same, the playoffs are done for everybody. Well, apart from Brentford, Bournemouth, Swansea and Barnsley. But you can see, as things stand, Reading's maximum upside over the next 2 games will be just 75 points. And nobody else will be able to get in there. We'll get your reactions in just a sec. Here comes Richards. It's not Richards, it's Ejaria, imbecile. And he's fouled by Jay Fulton. Referee Hooper brings out the yellow card. Great player, Mayhew. Absolutely. Things are getting spicy now. Yes, indeed. Lovely stuff. Yeah, I think we're on the same page on the parachutes, Mark. Understand the necessity, but the system is far from ideal with parachutes going down as broadcast and the amount of difference then there is for everyone else. Right, free kick Reading. Elise over the wall deflected. Corner. Reward from an improved second half display and bringing Mayhew on just had an instant impact, didn't he? Bristol City 0, Luton 0 half-time. Thank you, Brandon. My day got slightly better, says George. Yeah, we're going to have some happy Barnsley fans, aren't we? Because really, to all intents and purposes, other than Swansea, of course, who are involved in the game and can affect things, Zhao goes down on the back post there. He's not happy. He thinks he's being held by Fulton. Fulton laughs it off. But to all intents and purposes, Barnsley were the ones who haven't got it shored up yet. Goodness me. Couple of times now, Swans players, they're a little bit risky with their holding in the penalty box. Both times on Lucas João, actually. I'll let you chew the fat on that one in the comments, but definitely some holding going on there by Jay Fulton on Lucas João. 70 on the clock now. Reading 1, Swansea 1. And it's very clear. This result ends the season for the top 6, essentially now, and we've got playoffs. Goodness me. You may be a little bit lucky to have got away with that one, Fulton. Phil agrees. Crossed into the near post there, looking for Connor Roberts, and it's gathered by Raphael, who bowls it out to Semedo. Excuse me. Rinomota, Laurent, Richards. Richards clips it down the line. Lovely ball. Here's Semedo, left-hand side of the box. Semedo, good feet. Trying to generate a crossing or shooting position. Really good work by Grimes there, who just kept his eye on the ball, didn't waft the leg out and made the block. Great rugby tackle by Fulton. Well, see what happens from this corner now. I'm sure the Reading players will be alerting referee Hooper. I think Sam Baldock's just done that to substitute to any possible holding. Elise sticks the corner in, bounces, headed out by, I can't see who that's by. They've got a boot in the face. Jake Bidwell there. And Swansea clear. Reading 1, Swansea 1. It's a bit messy here today, isn't it? Let's just have a 2-second tidy up. What happened there? Oh, they're still showing the corner. Sorry. Those funny noises you can hear are my chair. I promise. I know none of you will believe me. Definite penalty possibilities there. Let's just leave it at that. With Fulton pulling Lucas João's, more than pulling his shirt, to be honest. Mayhew, quality again. Outside the left foot to Hurahan. Bidwell. Low, spins and shoots. And it's saved by Raphael. Keep your comments coming in. I believe you, Ben. I'll try and make it do it again now. And it won't do it. Unbelievable. Mayhew, who's actually looked very good since he's come on, hasn't he? But we know the quality that Mayhew has. Try to take the free kick early there, Hurahan. Referee Hooper is having none of it. Reading 1, Swansea 1. You can get involved on Patreon if you want. Went high then in a Patreon. Quick free kick taken. Fulton, who did so well for the goal after that bit of magic by Mayhew. He knocks it off. It's loaded into the back post. Semedo does excellent actually there with Guay coming in behind him. And Ejaria wins a throw-in. Bristol City 1, Luton 0. Bristol City are leading in the 31st minute. As things stand, that would take them to 54 points. And they would move up into 15th place. Can they get a win? Bristol City under Nigel Pearson. Semedo to Rinomota. Elise. Laurent, Rinomota. Comes inside Grimes. Good carry by Rinomota. Semedo. Ejaria. Swans in shape. Double step over by Richards. Puts the cross in, headed away by Ben Cabango. Is that going to go all the way out? I think that's come off. Richards has it. Shoni Aluko trying to persuade the ref. Reading subs getting involved down that far side. Get in, says Jeff. 1-0 Bristol City. Poor defending by Luton. That should have been a pen, says Chris. I think he's talking about Fulton and Zhao. I think the chat's behind that as a possible penalty for Reading that may have been missed by referee Hooper and indeed whoever the linesman, assistant referee, is on that side. 75-52 on the clock. Swansea don't need to win this game. So it's an interesting game state now because Reading do need to win this game. Roberts has been penalised. Quick free kick. Ejaria down the left-hand side. Ejaria dancing feet hits the shot. Good block. Roberts not happy with the initial decision, I think, from the free kick. Excellent play by Jamal Lowe in the corner there. Skills up Semedo. And Fulton does well. Completes the clearance. Headed back in. Good header cleared by Bidwell. Reading, good level of intensity here, but they need to grab themselves a bit of territory because Swans are happily sitting in. Mayhew is up top in the 4-3-3, but without the ball now, Whittaker has dropped in on the right, Lowe has dropped in on the left, and it's classic 4-5-1 without the ball. Reading do have good width, but Swansea this season, for the most part, have been decent without the ball, defensive-wise, haven't they? Free kick, Reading, right-hand side. Michael Elise going to swing this one over with the left foot. Here comes Holmes. Here comes Moore. Zhao obviously is in there. And there's the influence of Mayhew even defensively there. Who's sorting out the defensive line? And who wins the header? Mayhew. And out it goes for a corner. And again, keep your eyes on the potential holding here. Nucky Wells, the goal scorer for Bristol City. Thank you. Brandon. Elise, corner. Left-footed. In it goes. Headed away again. Guess who? I won't even say it. Andre Mayhew having a very good sub-cameo here for Swansea. Very interesting decision by referee Hooper there. Lowe going down, but Lowe has the foul given against him. Ready trying to take a free kick, but referee Hooper is right there. It wasn't taken from the correct place. Michael Elise heads over now. Jamal Lowe still not very happy about that decision. And he's all of about 5 yards away from the free kick now, which Michael Elise is going to swing over with the left foot. And he wins the corner. John, change the subject. Thoughts on the red card in the West Ham Chelsea game? I must apologise, John. We started watching a movie last night. I had to check out after the Super Stream. I got a couple of texts about it. I haven't seen it. So I will check it out though at some point. Elise, corner goes in. Headed half away by Lowe, but then he clears it up the line to Whittaker. Whittaker, nice feet. Good tackle though by Rinomota. Helped on by Bidwell to Hurahan, to not Roberts, it's Grimes. And Grimes, all left foot again, but really well shifted over to Fulton. Little dummy by him. Good play by Fulton. Here comes Lowe down the left side. Good move by Swansea. Lowe crosses in. Whittaker, Lowe. Oh, and it goes all the way across the box. Really good break by Swansea there. They do have quality in that central midfield, Swansea. Grimes and Fulton. It was just two good passes in a row that set Jamal Lowe in. And he scuffs the shot in the end. And could he have just prodded it across to Whittaker? Easy to say with hindsight, isn't it? Ejaria. One back by Fulton, and Cabango stepped out and he has won the free kick. And here come George Puskás and Thomas Esteves. Puskás will definitely go up top. Esteves, who looks like a Disney prince. What great hair he's got. He's going to play somewhere down the right. They have put him on the wing before, and I think he will be doing that because Ejaria gone off. Oh, no, beg your pardon. Okay. So they're going to change their entire right-hand side then, basically. Ejaria and Yidem have gone off. So the right full-back, Yidem has gone off. So Esteves will play at right back. I'm not sure how they'll configure the front. Maybe it'll go front two with Puskás up with Zhao. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, wow. Thomas Holmes there just pulled off the Zinedine Zidane. What's it called? The thing where you tread on the ball and then pirouette and spin round. Unbelievable. They've given the ball away, actually. Now he's out of position a little bit. Whittaker hits the shot. Really good block there. Here comes Lowe and Bidwell and Hurahan. Thanks, Jordan. I did spot that. I don't know why I didn't say it. 2-0, Bristol City. They look good for a win today. Give and go here. Into the box comes Jake Bidwell. Really big chance now. Bidwell squares it. Ayew's going to score. What a sub cameo this is by Andre Ayew. He has single-handedly really turned this game. It's a great assist by Jake Bidwell. And well done, Swansea. Reading 1, Swansea 2. And we are 8 minutes from a Swansea win. And we are 8 minutes from the playoffs being shored up. Bidwell at fault for the first goal. He let Maite go for Reading. And really good work here by him. Give and go, 1-2. No one tracks the second run, though. He then puts it square. And Andre Ayew, who has just made the difference here, hasn't he? It's really poor down that right-hand side. And dare I say, they've just made a substitute, Reading, in the right back area. To be fair, I can't even see Esteves in the picture anywhere. So I guess they got caught up the pitch, haven't they, in the first instance. But Ayew gets the goal. Reading 1, Swansea 2. And ladies and gentlemen, we may as well announce now that the 4 playoff teams are locked in. It's looking very, very likely that unless we get 2 Reading goals in the next 10 minutes, that Reading will not be challenging for the playoffs in the next 2 games. And it will be Brentford, Bournemouth, Barnsley and Swansea who are going to be in the playoffs. Swansea are going to be jumping up to 3rd position, and the playoffs are a lock unless we get 2 Reading goals. Comments, please. Ayew, indeed. Swans. Yes, playoffs, here we come, says George, a Barnsley fan. Tom, sorry, buddy. Good already, never to fail to let us down. Playoff locked as it stands. Yes, they are. Reading's playoff hopes ended. This game represents Reading's season. Starts on top and lets slip near the end. Burnley looked too comfortable. Wolves have been dire today. Good point, Sophie. Worth risking Ayew most definitely wasn't it? He's been outstanding, hasn't he? He's completely turned the game, that substitution. Mayhew, brilliant bit of skill for the first goal. Drag back heel through Liam Moore's legs. Fulton drives in, and then Lowe puts the finish in. And Mayhew himself, after really good work by Bidwell, scores the second goal. And Paunovic, a bit of a hapless sub, wasn't it? He changes his right-hand side and puts Estevez in for Yidam. And that's immediately where the goal comes from. Do you know what? Where is Estevez playing? I think he is playing right back, but sadly, nowhere to be seen now. Paunovic, the worst manager in the league for subs. I'll have to review the evidence, but on the evidence of that one, it wasn't a good one, was it? It backfired, let's just say. Cause and effect and all of that. 2-0, Narge, the goal scorer. Nick says, our defending, shocking free kick to see, didn't win the first header. Free header, good save by Sluga. Easy chance put home. Wolves 0, Burnley 4 in the Premier League. Burnley looking quite safe. Hams has chimed in on that. Looks like the bottom of the Premier League and the Championship. All done. Skip straight to the playoffs. Skip to the end. Who sung that? Future Heads? Can't remember. On comes Corey Smith, or on it's coming. Swansea benefit from star player playing with a knock bounce. Of course they do. Off comes Conor Hurahan. What a cameo by Andre Ayew, involved heavily in the first goal and scoring the second one. Is he worth risking? Yes. 86-12 on the clock. On comes Corey Smith for Conor Hurahan. Here is Smith. Fulton. Grimes, touched on by Ayew, looking for Roberts. And it's a throw-in to Reading. I've said before, Paunovic should read subs for dummies. Just realised he wrote it. Deary me. 4 goals for Wood. He's got all 4. A haul. Can he get 5? Unbelievable. Laurent goes diagonal. Headed clear. Rinomota to Estevez. To Holmes. Olise. Deep position for him. Swansea with all their players behind the ball. All their players within sort of 40 yards of their own goal, actually. Aluko crosses it. My apologies. I didn't even realise he was on the pitch. Elise tries a half volley at goal, shanks it. Over the top. Woods didn't score. There we go. Westwood scored. He got the assist. Thank you, guys. Paunovic's biggest criticism in the MLS was also his subs. Funnily enough, never appreciated how truly bad they could be. Yeah. I don't really want to join the pile in, but not a good one, that one, was it? 88 on the clock now. Alex says he's a Millwall fan. We're Bristol City, followed by Cov. Suntan lotion, flip-flops all the way. It's going to be a lot of that. In fact, the entire final round of fixtures could be beach ball, couldn't it? Top 2 already done. Looks like playoffs already done. Just looking at the bottom 3 now. Here comes Zhao down the line. Clear shirt pull there by Cabango. Zhao is moaning, and he's right. That should have been a free kick. It's going to be a throw-in, nevertheless. And it goes flicked on. Puskás trying to get free, and Gray. Horrible clearance by him. Rinomota touch. Puskás. Puskás is going to foul. Good play by Gray in the end there. Relegation can be done for Wednesday and Wickham next year. We are only a derby victory next week against Swansea, who will be guaranteed in the playoffs. Away from that, or a set of results based around that Derby-Swansea game. I've never been as excited in my whole life. There you go. Enjoy it, George. Barnsley are going to be in the playoffs. We are minutes from that being confirmed now. Brentford were confirmed yesterday in the playoffs. Bournemouth near us, damn it, with massive goal swings. But we can mathematically shore everything up here. Because unless Reading scored 2 goals in stoppage time, which is starting in 2 seconds, although here comes Jamal Lowe, breakaway for Swansea, Lowe into the box. Lowe hits the post, falls to Whittaker. What a dreadful finish by Morgan Whittaker. Swansea, this far away from going 3-1 up there. Lowe smashes it off the inside of the post. Ooh, so unlucky. A really awful shot from Whittaker on the follow-up there. He had loads of time, hits it first time and completely messes his technique and skews that dreadfully wide. So close. Chalk and cheese from last season. Oh God, final day was a bit spectacular last season, wasn't it? Needless to say, it's not going to be like that this season. You know, I don't know how much added time there was. That Jamal Lowe hit the post, presumably when the board went up. Anybody know? Added time? Sky haven't put the graphic up, to be fair. Been a couple of goals, hasn't they, for Swansea, but can't remember too many stoppages. Anyway, we're 91-12 up. There is a precedent here because Reading scored deep into the 93rd minute in the last watch-along we did of theirs against Cardiff. Here they come. Ball loaded into the box. Aluko on the back stick. Aluko stands up. Roberts. Aluko, I think he's shooting for goal there. Blocked. Here comes Liam Moore. And he wins a throw, which I assume is going to be tossed into the box. No, quickly taken to Aluko. Aluko, poor cross that. Zhao will do well to even keep that in. He has done, though. Zhao versus Bidwell. Nice skill by Zhao. Here's Holmes. Reading in all-out attack mode. Elise skips past his man. Elise, Aluko. Huge numbers in the box here for Reading. And it's into the back of the net by Thomas Estevez. Okay. Cat amongst pigeons. Reading 2, Swansea 2. Lovely finish by Estevez. We said it was a bit of a hapless sub when he came on, and they immediately scored from his side. But Estevez with a lovely finish. Fair play to Reading there. They absolutely bombed everybody forward. It's a good goal, actually. Estevez, edge of the box. Brilliant finish, actually. Drills it in with the left foot, the youngster. That's a tremendous finish. And, okay, hold your horses. 1 minute of stoppage time to go. We've got 4 to play, by the way. And if Reading can score again, then we're not locking the playoffs. It's 2-2. Reading 2, Swansea 2. Exciting end of the game here. Can Reading get another goal? Playoffs still set? Yes, as things stand. Referee Hooper is holding his watch, making it very clear. We're going to go up to probably 95 and maybe over. Wow, what a finish. Was indeed, wasn't it? Can Reading get up the pitch? Gray's got it, and he steps over halfway. Full-time Wolves 0, Burnley 4 on the BBC, and Reading have the ball in transition. Here they come. Holmes, Rinomota, Estevez, Rinomota. Good tackle by Corey Smith, but it's gone out for a Reading throw. Oh, is this one going in long? Let's see. Are we throwing the keeper up for this one? I still suspect there's about a minute to go. Alpha Semedo is going to launch this one into the box. Keeper Raphael has not come up. In comes the long throw. Headed out by Bidwell, and Grimes hooks it clear. Raphael drops it onto Elise, who's the last man, and everybody's in the box. In goes the long ball by Elise, headed away by Bidwell, and Jamal Lowe is dribbling away. And he's given the ball away, but that is full time. Panic over. Some Barnsley fans in the chat there worried about that one. Grandstand finish, but Reading are going to miss the playoffs. It's Reading 2, Swansea 2. Really exciting game in the end, that one. Tremendous stuff. And the playoffs are a lock. It's all done. Reading cannot make the playoffs. 2 games remaining. And we now know our 4 playoff teams. We don't know what order they're going to finish in. Are going to be Brentford, Bournemouth, Swansea and Barnsley. At the moment, well, we can go to the live league table, in fact. It's jolly tight in those playoff spots. Look at that. 78, 77. Well, 3 teams tied on 77 points. You love to see it. Of course, Brentford have a game in hand. They are hot favourites for 3rd place with a 1-point lead and 3 games to play, as opposed to everybody else's 2 to play. So Reading cannot now catch Barnsley or anybody indeed tied on 77 points. Really good game. Swansea should have taken the lead after about 70 seconds. Cabango missed the chance. Reading take the lead. It was Swift clipping it into Maite on the back post. Lovely assist by Swift. Maite heads it in off the other post. Then on comes Andre Ayew, and the game turns at that point. Ayew, brilliant bit of skill. Fulton drives into the box. His shot parry, Jamal Lowe puts it in. And then Ayew himself scores after really good work by Bidwell. 2-1. Then Thomas Estevez, in injury time, sticks a left footer into the corner to make it 2-2. But it was too little, too late. And that is the way things stand. Reading, who won 7 and drew 1 of their first 8 games, are going to miss the playoffs. Playoffs all locked up. There's the league table for you one more time. So Watford and Norwich are going to be the top 2. Norwich will be champions if they win their next game against Reading, in fact. We're going to get Brentford, Bournemouth, Swans and Barnsley in the playoffs. The only thing that looks vaguely likely is that Brentford will finish 3rd unless Rotherham can do something in that game in hand. Reading can confirm 3rd place on Tuesday with a win over... No, they can't. There's still 6 points to play for, Ben. Don't get too carried away. They can make themselves heavy favourites with a win against Rotherham. Looking down at the bottom of the table now. Remember, Swansea are involved in matters down there. They play Derby next week. And, of course, Brentford play Rotherham on Tuesday. You love to see it. Jim adds on the Wednesday point, terrible for Wednesday. Swansea, nothing to play for versus Derby. That, my friend, is very, very true. Great stuff for Barnsley. Always had a lot of time since the 2000 playoff final for Barnsley. Showed a lot of class that day. And that is the closest Barnsley have been to the Premier League since they are right now. And they're going to be in the playoffs. So just a relegation scrap up for grabs now. Yes, indeed. Congratulations, you Barnsley fans, in the playoffs. Brentford and Swansea are used to it. They were in the playoffs last season. Bournemouth in the Premier League last season. So let's say well done to the Barnsley fans. Entertaining stuff, wasn't it? Just congratulations to the playoff teams, but if only we'd had Swift and Maite fit all season. Agree with that as well. Right. Congratulations to you Barnsley fans. A little bit of an outpouring there from the tykes in the chat. Well done. Well deserved for them. It was Reading 2, Swansea 2. The playoffs are a lock. Brentford, Bournemouth, Swansea and Barnsley will be in the playoffs. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you want to shout out, I'll stick them on the screen right now. Thank you, as ever, to Charlie, who sponsors our watch-alongs. 30 years of Laura Royal. Here's to many more. He'll be back, and so will Reading in the Championship next season. Playoffs are a lock. That is the big story from today. Support via Patreon. Thank you for super chatters today. And of course, cardsplug.com/Bloom. Get 20% off your order at Cardsplug. Get one of these bad boys. Go in the secret entrance that it says on the screen there and enter discount code Bloom at checkout if you choose to buy. Even if you go and have a browse, use cardsplug.com/Bloom. Right. Anyone want to shout out? Reese, thanks, bro. Mark, see you, Liam, Kenny, George, Robert, another Liam, Adam, James, Leeds 2021, Iain, Sophie, Chris, brilliant stuff, Jonathan as well. Right. That'll do me. All about line of duty now for the rest of the day, isn't it? I'm going to go and grab some food and I will see you tomorrow for the review, hopefully. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.